Hello all, I welcome you to the fifth lecture of this welding process series. My name is Divyanshu Pandey. I've done my masters from IIT Kanpur. I'm having 3 years of teaching experience and currently working under Techie project as an assistant professor in Engineering College, Halawar. In this welding process lecture series, we have covered the introduction of welding and the classification of welding till now. And we have also seen the weld preparation, different kind of joint in welding. And in last and previous, last to last lecture, we have seen the power characteristics and different kind of power sources which we use in arc welding. So in the continuation of that, let's start with the comparison between your constant current and constant voltage characteristics. So since we have covered all these two topics, these two characteristics in details in last lecture, so this part is just a recap of your previous lecture. So here we are going to compare these two characteristic power characteristic. Okay, so in right side I'm going to write constant voltage, and in left side I'm going to write constant current. So first of all, I would like to draw the characteristic curve only. So in case of constant current, we have seen the drooping characteristic. It means it is having negative slope. Okay, so if you draw tangent of this curve, you will get negative slope, and that is drooping characteristic. So ये चीज हमने लास्ट लेक्चर में देखा था. और ये वाला जो पार्ट है जहाँ पर where this curve meets with the v axis or vertical axis, this is called your open voltage, and where it meets with your horizontal axis, it is called short circuit current. Okay, in the same way, for constant voltage, we have seen a line like that. Okay, here again this is your open circuit voltage. So this was your characteristic curve for constant current as well as for constant voltage. Now, in case of constant current, we know that your current is constant. Okay, and we have also discussed in last lecture that your melting rate is highly dependent on current. So since your current is constant, so we can say that melting rate is what? Constant. Okay. Now, in case of constant voltage, what is happening? In constant voltage, you can say that voltage is constant, and we have seen that voltage is directly proportional to your arc length. So here, arc length is almost constant. So you can write, in case of constant voltage characteristic, arc length is what? Constant. Okay. Now further, what we can write? Open circuit voltage is high as compared to as compared to constant voltage. So in last lecture, we have also seen that in case of constant current, the open circuit voltage was high in case of constant current, and this is because we want to reignite our arc after it get extinguished. So because of that, we need high open circuit voltage in case of constant current. Okay, so if you want some detailed explanation, you can go through my previous lecture. So in that we have covered this part, that why in this constant current we require high open circuit voltage. So open circuit voltage is high as compared to constant voltage, and here you can write OCV, open circuit voltage, is less. Okay, as compared to what? As compared to constant current. Okay. Now fourth point. So in fourth point, we can say that since in constant voltage characteristic power source, your arc length is almost constant. And what happens for a small variation, for you can say for a small variation in voltage, there will be very much variation in current in case of constant voltage characteristics. So what will happen? if a slight variation is occurring in case of your arc length, then what will happen? Your current will increase by a high amount, and that increased current will melt down the excess electrode, which is reducing your arc length. It means after that your previous arc length will be maintained. So you can say that in case of constant voltage characteristics, self-regulating arc, okay, self-regulating arc characteristic can be seen in case of constant voltage power source. Okay, so I'm going to write self regulating regulating arc. So here what happens? The arc length is self-regulated in case of constant voltage power source. So, or in case of constant current, there is no self-regulating arc phenomena. No, no self-regulating arc. Okay. So this point is clear. Now, this constant voltage power source, this let's just start with constant current. So in constant current, what happens? Constant current power source is basically used for manual arc welding. And why is so? Why this is valid for manual arc welding? Because in case of manual arc welding, we do welding like this. This is, let's say, this is your plate where you want to perform welding operation, and this is your electrode, and you are holding this your electrode with a welding torch like this. So it is very difficult to maintain a certain arc length for a certain span of time. So it will be difficult for to maintain a particular gap for by a person. So for what happens for this? We need to have a power source where the variation of current is very less, because if after changing the arc length, if your current changes, then what will happen? Melting rate will also change. Or if your melting rate is changes, means your weld, somewhere you will deposit more metal, and somewhere we will deposit less metal. So your weld will be not your weld material will be not in a proper shape, and in a proper you can say in a proper in a good manner. This will not be in a good manner. So क्या होगा कि अगर आप यहाँ पर welding कर रहे हैं with the help of in case of manual arc welding, and you will be not be able to maintain a certain arc length, and since your arc length is changing, and arc length change होगा तो क्या होगा? Your voltage will also change, and if along with voltage your current is also changing, then what will happen? Your melt deposition rate will also change, and because of deposition rate, proper welding will not, you will not obtain a proper weld. Okay, so we don't want such kind of problem during manual arc welding. That's why we use constant current power supply. So what will happen in constant current power supply? If you are changing this arc length, so voltage will change. Because voltage is directly proportional to this length, but your current will not change in a such a manner that your melting rate might change. Okay, so current change will be in a very small, by a very small factor. So अगर आपके यहाँ पे arc length change होने की वजह से अगर voltage change हो रहा है, तो current में काफी minute change होगा. So because of that only, your deposition rate will be constant. So there will be no problem in your welding operation. You will not get a differential deposition rate over a distance. Okay, so that's why in case of manual arc welding we use constant current. So this is used for where? Manual arc welding. Okay. And this is used for what? Automatic or semi-automatic arc welding. So in case of automatic, what happens? In case of automatic, what happens? We supply consumable electrode with the help of some you can say some kind of arrangement, and by that arrangement we used to feed consumable electrode. Okay, so generally we use servo mechanism for providing the pool of consumable electrode. Okay, so and since it is having a self-regulating arc characteristic, so it will maintain a certain amount of what you say arc length. and by using servo mechanism we are going to provide consumable electrode. So this is your automatic where, as in case of automatic machine, in case of automatic welding machine, we need to have such kind of characteristic, constant voltage characteristic, जिसमें कि वो अपने आप अपना आर्क मेंटेन कर ले, अपने आप अपना आर्क मेंटेन कर ले. So in such cases we use constant voltage characteristic curve. Okay, so this is used for automatic welding. ठीक है ये चीज. एंड आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ दिस पॉइंट्स हैव बीन आल्सो कवर्ड इन द प्रीवियस लेक्चर. सो पहले लेक्चर में हमने ये सारी चीज बहुत डिटेल में करी थी. ये जस्ट रिकैप है. वी आर जस्ट राइटिंग डाउन द डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन दीज टू. ओके, नाउ in case of constant current we use non consumable electrode. Generally we use non consumable electrode. Okay, and in case of constant voltage, generally what we use consumable electrode. Okay, so we prefer that in case of constant current we prefer to use non consumable electrode, and in case of constant voltage we prefer to use consumable electrode, because it is used in automatic welding and generally there we use consumable electrode. Okay, so these are the differences between the two characteristics of your power supply. One was your constant current and second was your constant voltage. Okay, so this was just a recap of your previous lecture. So now since we have seen the different advantages and different features of your power characteristics, constant voltage and constant current power characteristics, and we know that for different kind of welding operations we need to have different kind of power sources. So by studying this characteristic of power sources we can come to know that yes, we need a different kind of arrangement for different kind of welding. Okay, so because of this only we need to study this characteristic of power sources. So ये इसकी स्टडी करने के बाद ही हम डिसाइड कर पाएंगे कि फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर काइंड ऑफ welding process which kind of power characteristic is good or essential. So for example I have mentioned certain name of welding processes, and now we need to decide that which kind of power sources are best suited for this particular welding operation. Okay, so that thing is only written over here, because no single power source is right for all welding situation. It is necessary to know the processes to be used before selecting the best power sources. Okay, so let's start with your shielded metal arc welding. So shielded metal arc welding is your manual arc welding. So this one, the first one, your shielded metal arc welding is a manual arc welding, and we have just covered the difference between these two. And in that we have seen that for manual arc welding what we use constant current power supply. So this thing, constant current power supply should be used for shielded metal arc welding. Okay, now in the same way let's look into second type of welding process. The second type is gas tungsten arc welding. So by reading only you can say that here you are using tungsten electrode which is non-consumable. So again we have seen that in case of constant current we use in case of non-consumable electrode what we use constant current power characteristic. So again this constant current power supply is used for GTAW. Okay, now gas metal arc welding. So gas metal arc welding, what happens here? Here we use a pool of metallic electrode. Okay, consumable metallic electrode. So here electrode is consumable. Okay, so here electrode is consumable. That's why here we will use constant voltage. Constant voltage. What we use? Constant voltage power supply. Constant voltage characteristic. Now the fourth one is pulsed gas metal. So pulse gas matlab we have to play with the current. So again if you want to play with current, so there certain basically we use constant current power supply. Okay, constant current यहाँ पे simply because of this pulse only we use constant current power supply. Now next one is flux cored arc welding. Okay, so what happens there? We use flux in between the metal. So metal, the uh, electrode will be at periphery area, and the flux will be situated in the central part. So we will study these all kind of welding operations in detail, but since we have covered the characteristic curve, so now we can decide that which kind of characteristic which kind of power source characteristic is required. So since it is also a consumable kind of, there we also use consumable kind of electrode in case of flux core arc welding. So here also we need what? Constant voltage power supply. Okay, so in case of flux also we use constant voltage power supply. Now again submerged arc welding, same here. Submerged arc welding में भी हम consumable electrode use करते हैं, तो यहाँ पर भी आप consumable use करोगे. Okay, now EGW is your इलेक्ट्रो गैस वेल्डिंग कह सकते हैं, और यहाँ पर देखते हैं कि दोनों अप्लीकेबल होता है. when you study this electro gas welding, so you can say that this can be used for both characteristic power supply. So power supply के दोनों characteristic यहाँ पर use हो सकते हैं in case of electro gas welding. Now electro slag welding. Okay, now electro slag welding. So electro slag welding is also here. There we use consumable electrode. So this is CV. Plasma arc welding. In plasma arc welding, what we use? In plasma arc welding, we use non-consumable electrode. So there we use constant current power supply. ये हमने अभी previous वाले slide में देखा भी था. Okay. So these are the combinations. These are the combination of different characteristic power supply characteristic which are used for different welding operations. तो ये चीज थोड़ा सा आपको आइडिया होना चाहिए कैसे आप डिफरेंशिएट करोगे. Okay. Now we have some previous year questions to cover. So these are questions are based on the topic which we have covered till now. So question number 1: at a small variation of arc length at operating condition, the manual metal arc welding transfer provides nearly. Okay, so read it again. A small variation of arc length at operating condition, a small variation in arc length, the manual metal arc welding transformer provides nearly. So manual arc welding हो रहा है यहाँ पे, and there is a small variation in arc. So which kind of which kind of power source characteristic we use? We have studied that in this case we use constant current power source. Okay, so option D is correct. Okay, now the second question. In DC welding, the straight polarity, straight polarity means your workpiece is positive and electrode is negative, result in. So this part is also covered. So you can also answer this question by yourself. So answer this question and then check my answer. So what happens in your state polarity welding? So in case of state polarity, what happens? This is your electrode. Okay, and in state polarity, this works as cathode, and your workpiece has positive polarity in case of uh, straight polarity. Okay, and this is your power supply. Now let's read the option. Which are the correct option from which is the correct option from this? We need to find it out. So lower penetration, it is saying that lower penetration in case of state polarity. So state polarity में क्या होगा? सारा electron will move in this direction, anode. So again more heat will be generated on the workpiece. So first option is incorrect. No, there will be high penetration because all electrons are moving towards workpiece. Lower deposition rate. Okay, so deposition rate. What is deposition rate? Deposition means the metal which is getting deposited over the workpiece. Okay, so here since more heat is generated over the workpiece, so there will be very little chance that your electrode metal will get melted and get deposited over your workpiece. So क्योंकि हीट ज्यादा है वर्कपीस पे जनरेट हो रहा है, मोर हीट इज जनरेटेड टुवर्ड वर्कपीस, दैट्स व्हाई the melting rate of this electrode will be less, or you will say yes, in case of state polarity deposition rate is low. So ये ऑप्शन बी इज करेक्ट. बाकी देख लो, बाकी कुछ सब कुछ गलत होगा. सी में क्या लिखा है? लेस हीटिंग ऑफ वर्क. नो, more heat is generated toward workpiece because all electrons are moving towards workpiece. So C is also incorrect. A small whirlpool, no, there will be more whirlpool here because of high heat generation, more heat generation towards workpiece. So option B is correct here. और ये क्यों सही है ये भी आपको पता चल गया. Now the third question. Two plates of the same metal having equal thickness are to be butt welded with electric arc. When the plate thickness changes, welding is achieved by. ठीक है, अब थोड़ा इसको ध्यान से देखना है हमें. Two plates of the same metal having equal thickness, पहले उनका thickness same है, are to be butt welded, butt weld करना है with the arc, with the electric arc. When the plate thickness changes, welding is achieved by. So what will happen when the plate thickness changes? What you need to do? What you need to do after when plate thickness changes means you need to deposit more metal. You need to deposit more metal and more metal or less metal. So and this deposition rate is controlled by what? By current. So by adjusting current we can perform welding operation if thickness is changing. So where is that option? Option number A. So option number A is correct. और ऑप्शन में क्या लिखा है? एडजस्टिंग ड्यूरेशन. नहीं, ड्यूरेशन से कोई मतलब नहीं है. इलेक्ट्रोड साइज से भी देयर इज नो नीड ऑफ चेंजिंग इलेक्ट्रोड साइज. चेंजिंग इलेक्ट्रोड का कोटिंग नो. So by adjusting current only we can control the deposition rate. That's why option A is correct. Okay. Now question number 4. Which of the following is the solid state joining process? So we have seen the classification, right? We have seen the classification. So solid state का मतलब क्या होता है? Where if the in case of solid welding there is no fusion. There is no fusion. So tungsten arc welding में fusion होता है, इसमें भी melting होती है. रेजिस्टेंस में हीट जनरेट होता है, मेल्टिंग होती है. समझ पढ़ाई है अभी, तो एक ही ऑप्शन बचता है फ्रिक्शन वेल्डिंग. तो फ्रिक्शन वेल्डिंग इज योर सॉलिड स्टेट वेल्डिंग. तो ये हम डिटेल में वैसे पढ़ना भी है, बट सिंस वी हैव कवर्ड द क्लासिफिकेशन पार्ट, दैट्स व्हाई आई एडेड दिस क्वेश्चन. नाउ दिस वाज आल्सो डिस्कस्ड इन आवर प्रीवियस लेक्चर्स, बट लेट्स सी दिस क्वेश्चन अगेन. सो ये क्वेश्चन 2018 में गेट में पूछा गया था. सो द टाइप ऑफ वेल्ड रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय द शेडेड रीजन इन द फिगर. So if you have seen my first or second lecture, in that lecture I've only mentioned the different kind of weld joints. So in that part we have covered what is your fillet joint, what is your fillet weld, what is your butt weld. So here you can see that this two vertical sheets are joined along their along this corner. Okay, and this kind of this kind of welding is known as fillet weld. Okay. So these were the questions from previous year and from the topic which we have covered till now. Now we are going to discuss about the physics and the concept behind the welding arc. Okay, because on the basis of because of this welding arc only we perform the welding operation. So we need to know that how this welding arc generated and why what is the particular, what is the optimum length of arc that should be maintained for getting a high power and all. So ये सारी चीजें पढ़ने के लिए पहले हमको फिजिक्स पता होना चाहिए, हमें साइंस पता होना चाहिए कि वेल्डिंग आर्क क्या होता है, कैसे वर्क करता है, कैसे जनरेट होता है, राइट. So what is welding arc? It has been defined as a sustained electrical discharge through a ionized gas. So what is sustained discharge? It means it will remain there for a certain time. That is only mean by this sustained word. Okay. ऐसा नहीं है कि चिंगारी थोड़ी देर के लिए बनी और उसका खत्म हो गया तो क्या होगा? There will be no heat if your discharge just disappear after certain time. Then there will be no more heat generation and there will be no melting. So ऐसा arc need नहीं है, ऐसे discharge का जरूरत नहीं है. So we want sustained electrical discharge. So welding arc is basically a sustained electrical discharge through ionized gas. What is ionized gas ये भी हम आगे देखेंगे. Okay, so how this discharge is initiated? How this discharge is initiated? कैसे शुरू कैसे होता है? तो basically your discharge is initiated by thermionic emission. Okay, by thermionic emission, and this discharge is maintained by the thermal ionization of the gases which are present between your electrode and workpiece, right. So ये चीजें thermionic emission हम अभी आगे देखेंगे और ionization कैसे हो रहा है ये भी हम अभी further slides में cover करेंगे. So and this electrical discharge through an ionized gas produces a good amount of heat energy. How this heat energy is produced, this is also we are going to this part we are going to cover in further slides. So now what happens between this your electrode and your workpiece, we have high current and low voltage discharge. Okay, high current and low. So current is up to 2000 ampere, and your voltage is in between 10 to 50 volt. Okay, so low voltage, high current. Okay. So along with your welding arc, what we all know that welding arc produces heat, and along with production of heat, your welding arc also help in transferring the material. So it also helps to transferring your melted electrode part to the workpiece. Okay. So there will be a formulation of turbulence. There will be a formulation of turbulence between your electrode and workpiece, and this turbulence will help to move all your or your melting part of your electrode towards your workpiece. ठीक है, तो ये चीजें हम आगे अभी कवर करेंगे. So first of all, let's see in detail how an electric arc is created and maintained between two opposite polarity. Okay. So as I discussed that this your as I discussed that this your discharge initiated by thermionic emission. So first of all, we need to know that what is this thermionic emission. What is this thermionic emission? So during welding operation, what we do, this is your electrode. Okay, and this is your workpiece, and let's say this is your the electrode is having with the negative polarity, and your workpiece is having with positive polarity. Okay. So in the starting phase, what we do a proper contact. We make a proper contact between these two electrodes. So we just connect this electrode with your workpiece. जैसे वेल्डिंग में करते हैं ना, वेल्डिंग में जब से पहले हम टच कराते हैं उस पे, जो वेल्डिंग करने जाते हैं आपने देखा होगा in your workshop and all. Before performing welding, what we just make a contact between your electrode and workpiece. So हम क्या कहते हैं, we make a good contact between your electrode and work. And after that, what happens when we do a good contact, and then we move a little after making good contact, we move our electrode by a certain distance, and then what happens, your your the metallic bridge starts breaking. ऐसा क्यों होता है? जैसे हम यहाँ पे कनेक्ट करें, तो during this connection, whole the electron from your electrode, the electron from your electron will start moving in towards the junction, junction. So electron will move towards the junction, and it will try to reach this positive part, workpiece, and at that point you will just remove this electrode surface from your workpiece. So all electron will get deposited over your surface, this surface. Okay. Okay, and what will happen in this surface here? What will happen? The current density will increase. Okay, the current density will suddenly increase because number of electrons are much very more in this area. Okay, because of this only, क्योंकि आपने कनेक्ट करा के फिर जैसे ही आपने कनेक्ट करा, इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो होने लगे और आपके इस सरफेस पे इलेक्ट्रॉन कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ गया हटाने के बाद. ओके, देन व्हाट विल हैपन, यहाँ पर जो मेटालिक ब्रिज है, जो यहाँ मेटालिक ब्रिज है, वो यहाँ पर करंट डेंसिटी बढ़ने की वजह से दिस surface will start boiling. Okay, this is what here written here, increasing current density per bridge, and this bridge will start boiling. Okay, because the current density is increasing, and current density is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, current density is directly proportional to temperature, and because of that this bridge will start boil. Okay, this bridge, this surface will start boiling. Okay, and at this condition the temperature will be high, and because of this high temperature thermionic emission will take place, and the electron will jump from this bridge and start moving towards workpiece. So electron यहाँ से कूद गया और किधर भागने लगा, आपके workpiece की ओर भागने लगा. Okay, so these kind of emission is basically known as thermionic emission. Okay, so again, why this is happening? First of all, you make a proper contact between the electrode and workpiece, and because of that, what happens? All electrons start moving towards the surface, and because of that, the current density increases at the surface, and because of increase in current density, the temperature will also increase, and because of increase in temperature, the bridge will start boiling, the surface will start boiling, and because of boiling and high temperature, electron will go out. Okay, electron will go out, and it will start moving towards the workpiece. So this kind of emission is basically known as thermionic emission, because this is happening because of heat. Okay, so now uh, uh, now what will happen, this electron will start moving towards workpiece, and then this electron will come into contact with the air molecule, okay, with the air atom. अब उनके साथ क्या होगा वो हमें आगे वाले स्लाइड में देखना है, ओके। सो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ है, obviously the electrons having negative charge coming out of the anode, coming out of the, होता क्या है यहाँ पे, टेम्परेचर जो है दोनों सरफेस पे बढ़ेगा, क्योंकि योर वर्क पीस इज ऑल्सो कंडक्टिव, या इलेक्ट्रोड इज ऑल्सो कंडक्टिव, सो बोथ हैव enough amount of electrons. So when we do contact and when we move electrode by a little distance, then from this surface also some electron will emit. Same phenomena will happen in workpiece also. But since it is a positive terminal, then electrode will not go away. It will be absorbed by itself only. So इसका जो इलेक्ट्रॉन इमिट होगा ये खुद ही एब्जॉर्ब कर लेगा, क्योंकि दिस इज हैविंग पॉजिटिव पोलैरिटी. But the electron emitted from this cathode region will come towards workpiece because of this positivity. Okay, यही चीज यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. Right, now we are going to discuss about the ionization part. So in ionization part, what is happening? So first of all, we have covered the thermionic emission. Okay, now we want to understand that what is this ionization. So again, this is your workpiece. Okay, this is your electrode and this is negative electrode. Okay, let's say this is your arc. So in between, what will happen after thermionic emission? Your electron will move in this direction. Okay, and now in between they will meet. In between they will meet atom. Okay, so let me use different color for atom. For atom of your gases and gas molecule and all. So there is a gas atom in between. Okay, and this electron will collide with this gas. Okay, the electron will collide this with this gas, and what is in between there will be, in between there will be potential gradient. There will be potential gradient. And let's say that potential gradient is E. So because of this potential gradient, your electron uh, will will feel a force, and that force will be equal to E times C. Okay, so this electron particle will feel a force. Okay, this electron, a force will act over this electron because of this potential gradient, and this force will be equal to Q, E times C. So we have studied now, if a charge particle, having charge of Q is moving in a potential gradient T, then a certain force will act, and that force will be equal to QE. We have studied this thing, right? So according to this only, this electron will feel a force, and what will be that force? That force will be E times electron charge times this electron, a potential gradient. And because of this force, what will happen? The velocity of electron will increase. Okay, so electron is having certain amount of kinetic energy, and now this your atom is having your potential energy. So if the kinetic energy of your electron, exceeded the amount of potential energy which is having by this atom, then what will happen? This atom will get ionized, and after collision, what will happen? This atom will split into two parts. One is secondary electron, and another is ion. So let me draw ion with another color, let's say green one. So this is your ion and this is your electron. So what is happening basically inside this arc? What is happening here? Your electron is coming uh, with high velocity, and it is colliding with what? With your atom. Okay, and after collision, if the kinetic energy of your electron is more than the potential energy of this atom, then what will happen? Then a secondary electron will produce, मतलब atom में से आपका electron निकल जाएगा, and this atom will be converted into what? Into ion. Okay, So this electron which comes out from this atom is known as secondary electron, and this whole phenomena is known as ionization. Okay, so what is happening, आपका जो electron है, electron is colliding with your gas atom, and it is converting your gas atom into ion and electron, and this whole phenomena is basically known as ionization. And because of this collision and production of more electron, the temperature of this mid between region will be very high. Okay, so this is called your ionization, and यहाँ पे टेम्परेचर काफी बढ़ जाएगा. आपको ये बात समझ में आ रही होगी. और यहाँ पे अब ढेर सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन होंगे जो वर्कपीस की ओर मूव करेंगे. प्राइमरी इलेक्ट्रॉन होंगे और सेकेंडरी इलेक्ट्रॉन भी होंगे. ओके, so the interparticle collision taking place in the gap between your electrode give rise to process called thermal ionization. I think ये आपको आयनाइजेशन वाला पार्ट अब समझ में आ गया होगा कैसे होता है. Okay, so now these are some ionization potential of few gases. आयनाइजेशन पोटेंशियल मतलब इतना एनर्जी उनको चाहिए होगा आयनाइज करने के लिए. ये याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बस ऐसे ही इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए यहाँ पर मैंने रख दिया है. ओके, नाउ सिंस योर you know that what is ionization, we know that what is discharge. अब कंडक्शन ऑफ करंट कैसे होता है, कंडक्शन ऑफ करंट इन द आर्क ये कैसे होता है, ये हमें देखना है. So once arc is generated, the arc itself becomes the source of ions through the process of ionization. So we have seen that after generation of arc, what happens? Electron start moving from your electrode to workpiece, and it will collide with the gas atoms, and then it will produce secondary electron and ions. Okay, so this whole region, this whole gap will become the source of what? Ionization and electrons. Okay, so these ions, अब जो ions और electron हो रहे हैं ये क्या होगा? So these ions are attracted by cathode because ions having a positive charge, and your electron is having negative charge, and that electron will be attracted towards where? Toward your anode, positive side. ठीक है, तो वही चीज यहाँ पे लिखा है, these ions are attracted by the cathode and the resulting collisions keep the cathode hot. तो आपका cathode का भी temperature बढ़ता है because the collision of your what? Ions. And the total current in the arc is carried by two set of electrons that I mentioned. The first set of electron जो कि आपका cathode से emit हो रहा है, and the second set of electron that is coming out because of ionization. Okay, so these two types of electron helps for the conduction in current. So current होता क्या है basically? Current होता क्या है? आपका जो current जो electron जो flow कर रहा है उसी की वजह से तो current flow होता है. And direction of current is opposite to the direction of flow of electron. So अगर ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन मूव करेगा ज्यादा कंडक्शन होगा करंट का. So because of this whole process, conduction of current takes place. ये चीज हमको समझ में आ गया. Okay, अब हमें समझना है कि भाई आर्क स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है. What are the structure of arc? Basically क्या उसमें कौन सा पोर्शन ज्यादा हीट, कहाँ पे ज्यादा हीट होता है, कहाँ पे ज्यादा टेम्परेचर होता है, ये चीज हमें समझना. तो लेट्स से वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट a DCEN kind of welding arrangement where your electrode is negative and workpiece is positive. So this is negative. Okay, right? So we are going to discuss this arc column. ये arc column हमें डिस्कस करना है यहाँ पे. ठीक है, सो हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे, फ्रॉम दिस इलेक्ट्रोड रीजन इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर कमिंग आउट. ठीक है, सो सबसे ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन कहाँ प्रोड्यूस हो रहे होंगे? आप ऑब्वियसली बता सकते हो कि सबसे ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन जो प्रोड्यूस हो रहे होंगे भाई वो यहाँ पे कैथोड सरफेस पे प्रोड्यूस हो रहे होंगे. ठीक है, सो इलेक्ट्रॉन कंसंट्रेशन सबसे ज्यादा कहाँ होगा आपका, कहाँ पे होगा? कैथोड पे होगा. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट वी कैन से दैट द मोस्ट कंसंट्रेटेड सोर्स ऑफ हीट is the cathode spot because of there only electrons are coming out. Okay, because of क्योंकि यहीं पे सबसे ज्यादा करंट डेंसिटी होगी. ओके, क्योंकि सबसे ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन यहीं से भाग के नीचे की ओर आ रहे होंगे. बिकॉज ऑफ हाई करंट डेंसिटी द टेम्परेचर विल बी मोर ओवर दिस रीजन. Okay, so that's why the cathode tip will have the most concentrated source of heat. Okay, ये पहला पार्ट हमको समझ में आ गया. Now the hottest region in the is the arc column. हॉटेस्ट रीजन इज द आर्क कॉलम। अब ये मैं अगर थोड़ा सा दूसरा कलर यूज करूं, लेट मी यूज अ ग्रीन वन। so this green one portion will have hottest portion। ऐसा क्यों होगा? क्योंकि योर इलेक्ट्रॉन विल कोलाइड विद डिफरेंट एटम्स, और यहाँ पे कोलिजन की वजह से जो हीट रिलीज होगा ना, जो कोलिजन की वजह से जो हीट रिलीज होगा वो ज्यादा होगा यहाँ पे, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ओनली यहाँ पे हीट सबसे ज्यादा होगा। तो कंसंट्रेटेड हीट सोर्स है कैथोड, और हाईएस्ट आपका हॉटेस्ट जो रीजन होगा वो होगा आपका ये गैस कॉल आर्क कॉलम। एंड सबसे कम टेम्परेचर कहाँ पे होगा वो भी हमें देखना है। ठीक है, तो कम टेम्परेचर आपका ऑब्वियसली सरफेस पे होगा। क्यों? क्योंकि सरफेस तो ठंडा होगा ना, सो कूल सरफेस होगा, तो कम टेम्परेचर सरफेस पे ही होता है, सबसे ज्यादा बीच में होता है। Now, the third part, which is the largest quantity of heat is produced at anode. The largest quantity, मतलब largest quantity, what it mean by largest quantity? Largest quantity mean by all electrons are moving towards where? All electrons are moving towards workpiece. So all electrons will get collected over this workpiece only, and because of that, the largest quantity of heat is produced at the anode because of its positive polarity। ठीक है, सो दीज आर द थिंग्स यू नीड टू नो। तो आर्क स्ट्रक्चर कुछ ऐसा होता है। तो सबसे ज्यादा जो अगर मोस्ट कंसंट्रेटेड सोर्स ऑफ हीट कैथोड होता है, हॉटेस्ट पोर्शन आपका कॉलम होता है, एंड द लार्जेस्ट क्वांटिटी ऑफ हीट अगर आप बात करते हैं तो वो आपका वर्क पीस पे होगा। ओके, ये सारी चीजें यहाँ पर यही लिखी हुई है। सेकंड पॉइंट में क्या लिखा है? इन द इमीडिएट विसिनिटी ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रोड और जॉब द प्लाज्मा कैन नो लॉन्गर मेंटेन इट्स हाई टेम्परेचर बिकॉज इट कम्स इन कॉन्टेक्ट विद comparatively much colder workpiece energy। So this is what this second point is saying, that प्लाज्मा जो आपका है ना, जो प्लाज्मा है वो आपको इसी बीच रीजन में मेंटेन होता है, क्योंकि नीचे जब ये वर्कपीस से कांटेक्ट में आता है, when this thing comes in contact with workpiece, the temperature of workpiece is too less as compared to this plasma। so ये प्लाज्मा मेंटेन नहीं कर पाता है उतना लो टेम्परेचर। ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई द प्लाज्मा इज ओनली मेंटेन्ड इन दिस मिडल रीजन। ओके, यही चीज यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है। So this is what this second para is trying to say। Now this temperature region वाला हमने चीज देख ही लिया। तो ये था आपका जो भी टॉपिक था हमने देखा। This was all about your arc generation and behind what is the physics behind your arc generation। Okay, so now in next lecture what we see, in next lecture we will start with your optimum arc length, what should be your optimum arc length, and we will also solve some questions based on the powers your arc power and optimum arc length। So basically we will look about, we will try to understand that what is why this arc length is essential, और आर्क लेंथ से क्या क्या चीजें चेंज होती हैं, और आर्क लेंथ अगर ऑप्टिमम आर्क लेंथ के लिए हमें कौन कौन से पैरामीटर पे ध्यान देना होगा, ये सारी चीजें हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में कवर करेंगे। सो ओके, थैंक यू ऑल। इफ यू आर लाइकिंग दिस वीडियोस, आई विल से लाइक करिए, सब्सक्राइब करिए हमारे चैनल को, ताकि और लोगों को भी फायदा हो, क्योंकि दिस चैनल इज बेसिकली we started this initiative to help out the students who are not getting informative lectures, not getting any source of good education। so उसके लिए हमने ये चीज स्टार्ट करा है। तो ये कब कैसे सक्सेसफुल होगा? जब आप इस चीज को और ज्यादा स्प्रेड करेंगे। so I'll request you to share these lectures and this channel among your friends, ताकि जिसको जरूरत हो वहां तक भी ये चैनल पहुंच सके। तो थैंक यू ऑल, मिलते हैं अगले लेक्चर में।